Everybody, listen up. Everybody, stop what you're doing and listen to
The Alpha Male.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. It is me. He is I, and I am him. I'm he that they call the Alpha Male. We in the building, baby. We are in the building. Man, glad to be here. Glad to talk to you guys. Man, what a weekend. What a weekend. It was Wildcard weekend. We are now in Wildcard review. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be checking in and tapping in, talking about all of the different scores and picks and all that stuff that I had made. Shouts out to all the folks that's looking at me on Instagram right now. Shouts out to you who's on YouTube checking me out right now. Also, folks that's checking me out on Facebook and on LinkedIn. I put myself on LinkedIn as well. Nah, bro. We have the two biggest backs in the league. Yeah, but it definitely didn't help you out at all. You know what I'm saying? It did not help you out at all. But either way, before we get started anymore, man, appreciate everybody for showing me all the love this past weekend, checking me out on the social media, putting all my picks up, and I ain't gonna front. Some of these teams had me clutching my pearls. You know what I'm saying? Like I was breathing hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into all of it. We're gonna get into all of it. We're gonna break everything down, talk about some of the keys to the game. Again, I am on YouTube as well as Instagram at the moment. So please check me out on both platforms. You can definitely give me your comments on Instagram, but you can also chat with me on YouTube as well. Just go over to YouTube, type in AlphaMale Sports, AlphaMaleSports. For those of you who can't spell, you can go there. You can check me out. You can also check me out on IG. That's AlphaMale Sports, all one word. You can follow me personally on Instagram at radio6_Raheem. Radio6_Raheem. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Shouts out to my partner Ronald Baker texting in from LinkedIn. He said 49ers look complete, will be hard to beat. We're gonna get into that. And we'll definitely talk about a lot of what happened this past weekend. Because I'm 5-0. I'm 5-0. I am 5-0. Okay, I'm 5-0, baby. I got that dog in me. I was telling everybody that there was some upsets. There was some people to be on the lookout for upsets. There was teams to be looked out, to check out for upsets. And so far, I'm right. So far, I am right. You're wrong. Whoever disagreed or don't agree, I'm right. You're wrong. I'm big. You're little, and there's nothing you can do about it. But let's just jump right into it. I'm not going to prolong it anymore. Let's jump into game one. The Seahawks versus the 49ers, as my partner True Trillion Griff would like to say, the 49ers. Brock Purdy is him. Brock Purdy is him. My man got the dog in him. Okay, just being completely honest, Brock Purdy has the dog in him. Recording 18 for 30 passing, 332 yards total passing. He averaged 11 yards per pass, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. 89.5 QBR. And matter of fact, I want to point somebody out because you was on my live, Bilal. Don't run from this. Don't you run from this. You said that all he does is hand the ball off and does play action pass. And I told it's football. It's football. You can't try to discredit somebody because you say all he does is this and all he does is that. That's not fair. You know what I mean? And that's not football. That obviously tells me you're not watching it. Now, I ain't doing this to bag on my man Bilal because that's my guy. He good people. But I got to call you out when I got to call you out. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. That's all it is. I like the Bills to win the Super Bowl. That's coming from Mr. Thaxigot you. We'll get into all of those predictions yet. Let's get to the next week first. Okay, we ain't got to talk about the Super Bowl just yet. That's a couple weeks. That's a few weeks from now. Okay, let's talk about next week, which will be the divisional rounds. But besides all of that, we're talking about game one. Okay, that was the first game on Saturday versus the Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. And I can't front. The Seahawks gave me a run for the money too. Ending the half 17-16. Doing a very good job as far as defensively holding the San Francisco 49ers to only 16 points in the first half. Again, just incredible job by the Seattle Seahawks this year overall. Let's just point that out. Overall, Seattle Seahawks did an awesome job with what they have. I'm excited to see what happens next year. I'm almost sure that they're definitely going to bring Geno Smith back as a starting quarterback. And I'm almost sure that they will compete to potentially go for another run at the playoffs and hopefully a divisional round. Football is 4 quarters. You're absolutely right. Football is definitely 4 quarters. Shouts out to Ronald Baker messaging me from LinkedIn. So with all that being said, we look at the game this past weekend between Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. And something that I think a lot of people might have missed was Christian McCaffrey. We got to give a major shout out and a dog award to Christian McCaffrey. Major shout out to Christian McCaffrey, recording 15 rushes or 15 carries for 119 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry. Deebo Samuels, I thought at some point during the season that he might be not done for, but he had a substantial injury pretty late in the season. You know what I mean? So I was afraid that he might not have been the guy that he was, but thankfully, again, San Francisco. Shouts out to San Francisco. Shouts out to the general manager. Golly, now his name is starting to skip me. But anywho, shouts out to San Francisco for just having the know-how and the wherewithal to go pick up somebody like Christian McCaffrey to help carry the load, because Deebo Samuels was the guy. And a lot of people was debating as to whether or not they should give him more money and things of that such. We can get another running back, whatever. Besides the fact, because, this is a team effort. As far as rushing is concerned, as a team, 33 rushes, 100. John Lynch, thank you, Mackie. John Lynch, appreciate it. John Lynch, yes, general manager John Lynch. They are doing an awesome job. I'm still a little out, and you guys tell me how you feel on Instagram. I'm still a little out as far as the head coach. Maybe I could just be a little butthurt because he screwed over my Falcons. But besides all of that, he's been to the Super Bowl before and lost it, and he's been to the Super Bowl before and lost it. I'm not sure if this could be the season that he does it, but I know that San Francisco believes in him. They believe in the product that they put out in the yard. And besides, like I said, Deebo Samuels, yeah, he only had 3 rushes for 32 yards, but he had 6 receptions for 133 yards, 1 touchdown. As a whole team, 33 rushes, 181 yards. We could talk all day about the San Francisco 49ers, but nonetheless, they're moving on. They're going to the next round. So I called it. I knew exactly what I was talking about. I said that the San Francisco 49ers was going to win. I said that they were going to go in and do what they needed to do, not with their first quarterback, not with their second quarterback, but their third quarterback. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. It was an amazing job by these guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this, because this was the game that shocked and scared the out of me, to be honest. 4 interceptions in the first half, 3 recorded by Asante Samuel Jr. Asante Samuel Jr. gets a dog award as well. Major shouts out. Asante Samuel definitely gets a dog award, man. It's I watched that game from beginning to end, and like my man Ronald Baker said, the game is 4 quarters. Football is 4 quarters. Okay. Just a major shout out to him as well. Shout out to you, Ronald, man. That was one of my teammates from Benedict College. He was a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? I ran scout team from time to time. When I saw him, I made sure I got a good crack on him. You know what I'm saying? Put the head into him. Bah, you know what I mean? Anyway, but great game. And I said it here. You guys I will run it back. Matter of fact, go to my Instagram and look it up. I said it. Jacksonville is resilient. They're not going to just lay down and just say, oh, well, we got a bad record. Oh, well, we started the season 1-3 or 3-1, and then all of a sudden we failed a few games. They don't fall down and say that they're oh, well, woe is me. They got back up and they fought and they fought. They were down 27-0. Before the half, they recorded their first score, 7-27. You're down 20. Most teams would have just said, well, forget it now. I don't know what else to do. We're losing. But what do? They come back out in the second half. Not only do they come back out in the second half, their defense tells the Chargers, yeah, you might not score but 3 points today. No front. That was the game that I said Trevor Lawrence was going to bring back the team. I said Trevor Lawrence was going to help march the team back. They were going to win by a field goal. They won because of a field goal. Score turned out to be 31-30. But in the entire second half, you have limited the LA Chargers to just 3 points. You stunt the momentum of the Chargers. And here's my issue with the Chargers, right? You consistently threw the ball. You did not go to your run game. You did not utilize your running back appropriately. Austin Eckler is a good running back. Help me understand, if he was injured going into this game or something like that, if I missed out on this report or whatnot, but Austin Eckler is a good running back. So why in the hell did you go away from the run? Why did you leave the run? Why did you abandon the run? Austin Eckler recorded 13 carries, 35 yards with 2 touchdowns. Joshua Kelly, 7 rushes for 20 yards. Justin Herbert, 3 rushes for 12 yards. So I asked the question, is this more so maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars defense came out and said, you know what, no more. Travis Etienne definitely had a night, though. 20 carries, 109 yards, average 5 yards a carry. Yeah, Jacksonville ran the ball efficiently. And again, major shout out to Trevor Lawrence for not folding under the pressure, saying, okay, yeah, I threw 4 interceptions, but I'm going to throw again. Because not only did he throw 4 interceptions, he also threw 4 touchdowns. So he gets a dog award as well.
Do the dog get the baby? Do the dog get the dog?
I called it. Yeah, I called it. And I was boasting and bragging to everybody on Instagram about it. I called it. So we're going to move to the next game. Of course, we had the Bills. You know what I'm saying? The Bills taking on the the Bills taking on the doggone it. Now my mind, I'm catching all types of brain farts. The Dolphins, yes. The Bills taking on the Fins, yes. And the thing about the Bills, played well, and I said that they would have to continue on this wave of motivation and this emotional drive in regards to their fallen soldier, Damar Hamlin. And so with that, you know, I knew that it was going to be a tough game for them to win. I knew that it was going to be a tough game because it's a divisional game. The thing that I pointed out as well is that everybody has seen everybody in the playoffs. Again, everybody who's playing in the playoffs have seen each other. Either you have a divisional game like the Seahawks versus the 49ers, or another divisional game like, you know, the Dolphins versus the Bills. These guys have seen each other at least twice a season. So this is the third go around. You know, this is one of those games that they had split the season series. You know, the Dolphins won in Buffalo won in Miami. So it was a toss up either way. You know, Buffalo did have a better record, but Miami is scrappy. You know, a very good defense. Tyreek Hill is a very good running back. Well, receiver. Well, the heck ever he is. He's a switch army knife, however you want to call it. You know, Tyreek Hill is a good player, but he obviously was stunted last night. 2 carries for 5 yards, and then only 7 receptions for 69 yards. So essentially, he was shut down, and that was a really good game plan by the Buffalo Bills. I was going to say San Francisco for what reason, I don't know why, but yeah, he did an awesome job. I mean, I'm sorry, Buffalo did an awesome job stunting him in that regard. Now, I will say it started to get a little scary. Second half, you know, I look up, it's 24-20 or something like that. It really started to look bad. And Thankfully, Buffalo was able to pull it out. Josh Allen, 23 for 39, 352 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. So I just say with Buffalo, they can't do this again. They can't play like this again. They cannot play like this again going into the second round of the playoffs. I don't think that, I know for a fact you can't play like this and expect to be successful playing like that. So, major shout out to Buffalo. Shout out to Josh Allen. Shouts out to my man, Mr. Thax. He said that he believes that Buffalo is going to be the team to get to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, you got to get through the Bengals. You got to get through the Chiefs. There's a lot of teams that you got to fight through, and I'm not going to just automatically just give it up to these guys as if they are, they're going to be. I don't know. I just don't see it. Just being completely honest, I'm not going to just jump up and just say that they're going to win it all. I like them. I do like them. I think that they are a really good team, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Now, the main upset alert that I had for this past weekend of Wildcard review. Upset alert, upset alert, upset alert, upset alert. Yes, I was, man. Look here, Doc. I said it. Again, I called it, okay? But at this point, I'm 4-0, okay? Because I called it. I said that the Giants was going to go into Minnesota and they were going to handle business. I said it. Daniel Jones does not get the credit that he deserves. I repeat, Daniel Jones does not get the credit that he deserves. Limiting Minnesota to only 7 points in the first quarter, 7 points in the second quarter, 7 points in the third quarter, 3 points in the fourth quarter. Kirk Cousins didn't ruin it for him. He didn't lose it for them. I think the defensive line for the Vikings definitely lost the game for them. Simply because the Giants were able to do what they wanted to. They were able to do what they wanted to offensively. Daniel Jones was able to run the ball freely, if you will. Many times I've seen Daniel Jones get back into the pocket and he started to look sort of like Josh Allen. Just having the ability and the know-how to just take off and run and get the first down, staying on the field, getting the first down, staying on the field. And a lot of times I tell people the way to beat a good quarterback or even sometimes great quarterbacks, ergo Tom Brady, you got to keep the quarterback off the field. Keep the offense off the field. Keep them off of the field. Let me take this ticker down first of all. I still got the Bills up. Let's go. Yeah, Giants. But, you got to keep the offense off of the field. The more you keep the offense off the field, the less opportunities they have to score. And that's obviously what they did. They limited the opportunity for the Vikings to score. Now, I also pointed something out as well, is that if you shut down Justin Jefferson, you shut down the whole team. 7 receptions for 47 yards, no touchdowns. His longest reception was only 10 yards. 10 yards. And I know Justin Jefferson to be way better than just 47 yards. So the Giants went in and did their thing. They handled business. Handled business, man. I mean, as well as I'll give credit to the Vikings for trying to find another option. TJ Hawkinson, 10 receptions, 129 yards, but again, it's in a losing effort. So I really feel as though the Giants are something to be feared. The thing about these teams in these wild card games, you win, and sometimes you win ugly, or sometimes you win in a dog fight, or sometimes you just beat the dog snot out of somebody that no one expected you to beat. You start to get confidence. You start to feel yourself. What Rick Ross say? My confidence is amazing. My confidence is overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just get to that point where they feel as though, you know what? we can go into this next game. They weren't supposed to go into Minnesota and just run the ball like they did. Daniel Jones wasn't supposed to run for 17 attempts and 78 yards. That wasn't supposed to happen. So major shouts out to them. I think as a team, they get a dog award. They get a dog award, in my opinion, because they went in to hostile territory, a hostile environment, and they handled business. They handled business. So with all that being said, let's move on to the Showtime game of the night. And I'll say this, just like I said to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, don't expect to win if you continue to play like this. I repeat myself. Do not expect to win if you continue to play like this. I feel as though the offensive line for the Bengals definitely need to step up. You cannot allow your quarterback to get sacked 4 times and expect to win. Okay? Yeah, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Joe Burrow has to be protected, or as my wife calls him, Jabburrow. Jabburrow. J-A apostrophe B-U-R-R-O-W. Jabburrow. You got Jamar, you got Jabburrow. You get what I'm saying? Anywho, that's my wife. I'll give her that. You know, she's pretty funny with that one. But you just can't expect to win like this. And this is just, I'm speaking to the offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. You cannot expect to win playing like this. You have to find a way to, one, establish the run. You have to find a way to establish the run. If Joe Mixon can't amass but only 39 yards on 11 attempts, that's not good. That's not good. I mean, that's really not good, man. I mean, Samaje Perine, he had 2 carries but for only 3 yards. Have to start to utilize. I am a run first guy because I've seen it work before. Super Bowl teams have the ability to run the ball, especially in this time of year. You start to go to these AFC North teams. You start to go to these teams in these cold weather climates. You start to go to Buffalo, go to Cincinnati, go to Kansas City. You have to find a way to establish the run. But with all that being said, again, I called it. And to be honest, the best play for me in that game was the 14-point swing by the Bengals. I was expecting for Baltimore they were on the 2-yard line. All they needed to do is just get over that get over there and score, just cross the plane. And Tyler Huntley reaches over, and again, Bengals just having the wherewithal, the defense being smart enough to say, "Hey, swat that. Don't let them press it over." Taking the ball 98 yards the other way, major play by the Bengals defense, and just a good job on their end. And later on this week, we will talk. We're going to start to break down who these teams, the winners, have next, and what we're going to do in regards to what my picks are going to be. Because so far I'm 5-0. Wing T Stockbridge Eagles, LOL, is the reason why you're a run first option. Okay. First of all, sir, don't get mad at me, okay? Because it was at Stevenson High School where I learned the importance of having a solid back. It was at Stevenson High School that I understood a solid back that can run out of the I formation, a running back with a fullback. You dig what I'm saying? Or the single back option. We had solid offensive linemen. You had to have a solid offensive line. I was an offensive lineman, sir. And I'm fussing at somebody on Instagram because he's trying to be funny. Don't be mad at me because y'all lost. That's all I'm saying. Don't be mad at me because y'all lost. And so far at this point, I'm 5-0. Okay? I'm 5-0 because I made it. I made the picks. The Bengals versus the Ravens, I made the picks. The Bengals are moving on. Ravens are staying at home. Now, I am intrigued to see how they are going to deal with the Lamar Jackson situation. Does Lamar want to stay? Does he want to go elsewhere? How much are the Ravens going to offer him? if they what they said they are going to offer him in the offseason. So we'll see how that plays itself out. We'll pay attention to that. And there's a lot of teams, I ain't going to front. There's a lot of teams in this playoffs that have to definitely deal with quarterbacks and where they are going as far as quarterbacks are concerned. You know what I mean? Miami, they got to deal with Tua Tagovailoa. You know, we don't even know if he's going to even play anymore after this year. All the injuries that he's had to the brain, and as well as, you know, you look at the Vikings. The Vikings just fell, and Kirk Cousins ain't no spring chicken. He is not a young quarterback anymore. He came in when RG3 was coming in, and as you can see, RG3 has already turned in his cleats and went to the booth. So we will see what the Vikings are going to do postseason and how things are going to be going into the draft. Now, we go into game 6, and this is where things get chippy. And this is where a lot of people are saying, all right, now, Walt, you're reaching. AlphaMale, you're reaching. But I'm going ahead and saying now. The Dallas Cowgirls are on upset alert. Yeah, I said it. I said it. And no, it is not because I am a fan of Tom Brady. That guy right here. It's not that I'm a fan of Tom Brady. It's not that I'm bigging up Tom Brady or I feel as though Tom Brady is going to do something miraculous. No. Please don't get it misconstrued. I want to be perfectly clear. I hate Tom Brady as much as the next guy. I feel like he needs to go ahead and retire. I'm tired of seeing him. And then on top of that, he beat my Falcons in the Super Bowl. Oh, also real quick, going back to the Chargers and Jacksonville, I don't want to hear nothing about no 28-3 anymore. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it. Because Jacksonville surely did. They were surely down 27 points and came back and won. Okay? I'm just saying. I don't want to hear any more 27-3, 28-3, none of that mess. No, I don't want to hear it. But back to what I was saying as far as Tom Brady, Tom Shady, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a terrible season this season. You juggled and jigsaw through a weak NFC South division. You make it way too difficult for yourself to win the division. When you finally win the division, you lose the last game of the season. Offensive line depleted. Running game minuscule. Defense tired and worn out. So why would I pick Tom Brady and the Buccaneers over Dallas? Okay. Let's not panic. Let's not overthink this. For me, it's simple. For me, it is overly simple in my humblest opinion. Dallas has a history of shooting themselves in the foot. Okay? Dallas has a history of complicating things, overly complicating things. And this is tonight's game. This is the last one. But let's go back to game 1 of the season. Let's go back to game 1, okay? And again, at that time, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, as I take a sip of water, they already went into the season with uncertainty at offensive line. They already went into the season with uncertainty with Tom Brady. And everybody was like, well, give him some time, give us some time, give us some time. So we already knew what the deal was with Tom Brady and the Bucks. But yet, they're at home. Dallas goes to Tampa Bay and lays a complete egg. I mean, a complete egg. Dak Prescott, 14 for 29, 134 yards, 1 interception. Tom Brady, that game, and I'm talking about game 1 of the season because these teams have already met. Tom Brady was 18 for 27, 212 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. So let's get something out of the way off gate. We're not going to expect for this to be a barn burner. We're not going to expect for these teams to, be all this, we're going to light it up and Tom Brady's going to launch it down the field and all this other mess. No, let's not expect that because I don't expect that at all. But what I do expect is for these teams to come out and try to establish the run. I know that the Dallas Cowboys, they have all of the tools that they need to be successful, but I do not trust Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, nor Dak Prescott. I feel as though that is a three-headed monster for disaster. I really do. You have an unsure quarterback who is a head case, and I say that loosely. I'm not trying to, make fun of anybody who dealt with depression. Trust me, I've dealt with it as well. He was a head case, okay? He's a head case at the quarterback position. Just being completely honest. You ruffle his feathers, you shake him up, and that's it. So I do not trust Jerry Jones. I do not trust Dak Prescott, and I definitely do not trust Mike McCarthy. And I feel as though the Dallas Cowboys will find a way. Not anything special that Tampa Bay is going to do. I feel as though they're going to find a way to do it, to screw it up. Dak Prescott has 15 interceptions. 15. That's the most in the NFL right now. So I don't believe in Dak Prescott. I do not believe in the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm calling it now. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys, they're on upset alert, and I feel as though Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are going to upset them. Somebody pointed something out to me that was quite interesting, was that you have to pay attention to how teams operate on and off turf and on and off grass. And, I mean, just paying close attention to how this game plays out. That might be a factor. I don't know. I'm not going to say whether it is or isn't. But just, I'm looking at any and every possible scenario that could deliver an outcome for this game. I believe that this will be a low-scoring game. I believe that Tampa Bay will beat the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go with 17-10. 17-10. That's why I don't see it being a blowout by anybody on any way, but let's go with that. 17-10. I feel like Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be able to hold the Dallas Cowboys and potentially move on to the next series, move on in the playoffs. And that's just how I look at it, man. I mean, there's no other way of getting around it. Tonight we'll see what happens. Make sure that you guys comment below. I'm going to leave this live posted so you guys can go through and check it out, as well as go check me out on Instagram. I'm sorry, Yari on Instagram. He was thinking, my man, he said 17-10 as well. Were you thinking it in the same direction, or you was thinking Dallas? You tell me. But either way, I'm going to leave this up on my Instagram, and also check me out on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. It's AlphaMale Sports, people. Please, 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 man. I appreciate everything, but definitely check me out and go on YouTube and subscribe. Subscribe, man. Check me out because I got a lot of good interviews already up. And trust me, it's only going up from here, baby. It's only going up from here. Y'all gonna see my face. You're gonna see my face. Okay, now real quick, stop the music. My man, Mr. Thaxton. Mr. Thax, I got you on Instagram. Go check him out. He just agreed with me. Saying that Tampa Bay was going to win 10-7. I don't know. Just because he said that, I might go back and say Dallas will win. I don't know. I hope you don't jinx me. I pray you don't jinx me, because if you do, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It is me. He is I, and I am him. I am he that they call the Alpha Male. I'm signing out, people. We'll see y'all at 8 o'clock. Peace.